Hello everyone, and welcome to Neighborhood Journal. I'm Tati Amara, and we're so glad you could join us as we get into the holiday spirit with some fun seasonal stories and some stories of inspiration that will last a lifetime. Our first story is about the loss for one family and how they turned that devastating loss into a gain for so many others.
At 59 years old, Roxanne Watson is a strong, energetic woman with a lot of heart. Today, starting at Yankee Stadium, Roxanne and her family will walk 45 long blocks to Montefiore Hospital in the Bronx to raise awareness for organ donorship. She has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't think I grasped that I was that sick until they said heart transplant. We do a lot of this.
A year and a half ago, Roxanne was diagnosed as stage 2, meaning she was on the list for a new heart.
I lost about 40 pounds, and when I went to the hospital, I was 93 pounds.
In the intensive care unit at Montefiore, doctors felt she wasn't strong enough for surgery until her weight came up. For almost 4 months, nurses monitored her, and even though 3 hearts became available, they were not a good fit for her body. She was running out of time.
Although I knew I was dying, I didn't feel I was going to die because the people in the hospital were, they were so determined and they worked so hard.
Roxanne needed someone to help her find the right donor.
Okay guys, we're gonna scramble some eggs, we're gonna have some bacon. All right.
John Beauville was raised as a pastor's kid. He married his longtime sweetheart and 27 years later settled his family in rural New Jersey, managing a bed and breakfast at the Raritan Inn. Michael Beauville was his oldest child.
I was so proud to get a boy. We coached Little League together, learned how to drive tractors, worked in construction, got to do a little bit of everything. That is one of my favorite memories. My son and I racing through the water at Shepherd of the Ozarks in the Ozark Mountains of Arkansas.
Michael's career choice was to join the Coast Guard at age 23. He found himself stationed at Eaton's Neck, Long Island, and thrived with his first year of duties.
He wanted to do aviation maintenance, being a mechanic on the helicopters.
It was a good choice for a man who wanted to be of service to people, and close enough to drive home every weekend to see his family and have Sunday dinner. John recalled the last weekend his son was home.
Michael called me and says, "Hey Pops, hey, do you mind if I stick around a little bit longer instead of leaving at 6 or 7, which he normally does on a Sunday night?"
He didn't leave until maybe 9:30 or so.
3:30 in the morning, my wife gets a phone call from the CO of Eaton's Neck Station saying that Michael was in an accident.
Frantic with worry, the family raced to Harlem Hospital in the Bronx.
When we got to the bridge, the road signs were saying that the top level was 2-hour, 3-hour delay. So I zipped down on the bottom, and Mandy says, "Mom, we had to go on the bottom because that's Michael's bike up on top." It was tough.
Inside the operating room, neurosurgeons found a hemorrhage on the brain.
It didn't look good. Prognosis was severed brainstem. It was the toughest 3 days of my life. Watching your son lay in a hospital bed, hooked up to tubes, and nothing you could do about it.
After 3 long days with no brain response, the family said goodbye to Michael and decided to donate his organs. Michael's heart went to Roxanne Watson.
I remember exactly what happened. Obviously I was sleeping, and then I heard Mary. "Hi Roxanne, this is Mary, your nurse. You need to wake up, you have a new heart." First thing that comes to your mind is someone gave their life that you may live, and then a brave family made a decision.
We get a letter from one of the recipients who got Michael's lungs. Got to meet a 62-year-old Chinese man who got Michael's liver. Elijah got one of Michael's kidneys. The 7-year-old little Hispanic girl that got Michael's other kidney.
There are over 112,000 people who are waiting nationally for an organ donor. Inside the metro New York area, the list is over 10,000 people. Yet, one person can make a difference.
There are about 18 people who die every day waiting for an organ because we don't have enough to go around.
Although the Beauville family misses Michael very much, they are all in agreement that donating his organs was the right thing to do.
I literally have faces and warm bodies that I can greet and embrace, and knowing that my son lives on and they live on because of the gift that was given.
Up to this point, the Beauville family has limited contact with Roxanne after the transplant. But she organized today's event to thank them personally. The donor family from New Jersey was invited to Montefiore Hospital for coffee and cake to meet the walkers. Not content to wait any longer, John decided to race up the street and meet Roxanne on the corner.
This past year, from the journey of loss, tragedy, fast forwarding a year, what a miracle to see these lives changed. Yes, I lost my son, but it happened. But what came out of it was important, because 5 lives were changed because of that.
Michael was able to help all of these people. That's what the gift was.
Inspirational and touching.